Y'all, what's up? Back with another little update. It's actually a big update. I know the last couple of times in the last vlogs I've been making, I've been like referencing our IUI journey and things that I've been waiting on and things that have been going on. But girl, let me put y'all up to date, because the journey is journeying, if that's even a word. I probably just made it up. I don't even care. But yeah, it's starting to get a little testy. So anyhow, in the last update, fertility update vlog that I posted, I did say that we were waiting on medication. Basically, that's all I was waiting on was authorization. After they found the replacement for the medication that I need that was out of stock. We got all that, so that required me to get another authorization because it has to be accurate for it to go through my insurance and everything. Everything has to be exactly what I'm getting. So we did that. We finally got a replacement, and then there was another authorization that was needed. Great. So that's what I was waiting for forever. So around the beginning of January, I reached out to everybody that I needed to reach out to find out what was going on with the medications and what I needed to do to get everything going. So of course, they tell you to wait a couple days, we put in the notes, everything's gonna work out, whatever. So I spoke with the insurance company, the pharmacy, and my nurse. So we were all on board, everything was working out, everything was going good. So I'm waiting, and it's like days turns into weeks, and nobody's reached out to me about my authorization, about the medication, about the order, or anything. So I started to do my little phone calls and try to find out what was going on. Apparently we were still waiting on the authorization through my insurance. So I called my insurance because at this point somebody is not communicating, or what's the holdup. So I called the insurance, and basically they said they're waiting for something from my clinic. This was well into the month. At this point, we're probably 3 weeks into the month, and I was needing the medication very soon after this. I needed it within a week. So I was really pushing everything as hard as I could so that I could get what I needed when I needed it. At this point, I'm calling people every day, every other day, trying to find out what I need to do or what needs to be done. So we get down to the end of the month when I'm going to need the medication basically within days now. So I'm very frantic at this moment because I'm I don't have any more time to wait for you guys to tell me what I need to do. So I finally spoke to someone that gave me a little bit more information, and they told me basically they need to speak to my nurse to verify my start date. I called the clinic and I spoke to the nurse, and I let her know what was the holdup, and she's like, well, there is no start date yet because I have to contact them when I start my cycle. That will let me know when I need to start the medication. So there is no start date until we start the cycle. So unfortunately, there is no real start date. So we just gave them the next closest date that I had, which was what I gave them was a couple days out from that day that we were talking. So after that, unfortunately, it was a Friday. It was my nurse called, and then I waited a little while, and I called back, and I asked them, did they speak to her? Did they find out what they need to find out? And was everything okay? And they tell me that they called the clinic and they emailed, and they haven't heard from anybody and didn't speak to anyone. I immediately called my nurse back, and I told her what they said, and she's like, that's impossible because I called them as soon as I hung up with you this morning. So now I'm very frustrated because it's where's the miscommunication? Who is lying? And can we just get to the bottom of it? So after that, I gave it up for the month. I gave it up for the week because I was a little bit annoyed. Also, that does not help with the situation at all by being annoyed or being stressed out about it. Also, I did not have enough time. From that point on, there was not going to be enough time to do what I needed to do, to order the medication and have it delivered and everything on time. My nurse did offer to order my first medication, the Letrozole, locally, and that was the first one I needed to start it. But I didn't feel comfortable doing that and not having the rest of the things in order. So that was a no. I didn't go through with that. The other option they gave me was to put my credit card on file. They would not charge my card they will wait 30 days to see if the authorization goes through, and if not, then I will be financially responsible for the medication and it will not go through my insurance. I wasn't doing that either because I was already currently waiting a month to have the authorization taken care of, and it was not even taken care of then. So that also was not going to happen. So the next best thing was to chalk it up, count it as a loss, and wait for my next cycle. That's what I'm currently doing. Also, what even made it even more messed up, someone called me Monday after the Friday when we had the whole dilemma. They called me Monday to tell me that the authorization that was on file expired on the 28th. How did you let it expire when I was trying to figure it out for a whole entire month? So whoever was speaking to me about it knew that it was getting ready to expire and knew that it was close to expiring. They also did not tell me that. So she calls me to tell me that they are currently waiting on the new authorization. So now I am waiting on a new authorization. I am not going to be as lenient as I was the past month. I'm going to be very persistent, and I'm going to call them every day, every other day, however many times I need to, and I'm going to get the medication well before I need it, because I'm not going to be able to do this again. So as of now, I'm waiting again. Like, the waiting game is it's a game. It's really, but it's just a test. I know, and it's fine, because this whole thing is like a waiting process. The whole thing is a process, and I'm willing to stand up and take that and be an adult about it. And if it doesn't go as planned, it's not meant to be. And I feel like everything is gonna work out, and the way it's supposed to work out, and the time it's supposed to work out, it wasn't meant to happen. So, but on a lighter note, I meanwhile was tracking my ovulation, because I was just curious. Ovulation predictor kit that I bought like maybe a couple months ago, because I knew we were gonna need it going into the treatment and whatever. So I was curious, and I did some like research online, and then I kind of got around the roundabout date that I should be ovulating. So I did take an ovulation predictor test. I'll add the clip in this video, like somewhere in here. But it was actually the most exciting thing I ever did, because oh my god, y'all, look. Hey, I am so excited because I just did something so random. I bought this early ovulation test kit thing months ago, but I haven't never used it, and I always wonder when I was ovulating, or if I was or not. So basically, the test shows you, it's just like a pregnancy test kind of, and you see how the one line is no LH surge, and then the two lines are LH surge. So I looked up online. I put in this, I forgot what the website was. I'll go back and look again, and it tells you to put in the last day of your cycle and everything, and it'll estimate the days you'll be ovulating between. So according to my last cycle, it says that my ovulation days would be between January 10th and the 16th. So I was just feeling kind of not weird today, but I keep getting these like, yeah, indications that my body is ovulating. So I was curious to see if this worked. And guys, if you look really closely, there's two lines. So I am currently ovulating, which means my body is ovulating on its own, which it normally should. That's the thing. But since I'm not dating a guy or having sex with a guy, I've never cared, because I don't have to avoid having sex during ovulation, because it doesn't matter. But going into our fertility journey and into our inseminations and stuff, this is very, very, very helpful. It's very exciting. I'm actually gonna test for like the next 2 days or 3 days, because honestly, it says if you have an LH surge, which is you should probably try to conceive within 48 hours of the surge. So I'm going to need to do this when I get started to do my insemination, so they know when I should do the trigger shot and when I should be going in for the insemination. But this is so exciting. This is so freaking, because I've never taken a pregnancy test or anything like that, and it was very similar. But it was also exciting to see that I had a high surge. Like, it was 2 dark blue lines, and it was on the day that I kind of calculated it. So that is great, because coming up on the insemination, I would also like to not only have the doctors track my ovulation and everything, but I would much rather have a very mental note of how my body's acting or reacting to the medication or not, because I had a high ovulation surge without medication. But I'm still gonna do a medicated IUI cycle, just because I've never had a problem with ovulation. I never had a problem with getting pregnant. I never had a problem with fertility, but I also have never tried to get pregnant. So I don't know if, you know what I'm saying? And I want the chances to be high as possible. But I was so excited about that. I did test the next day and the line was a lot fainter than the first day. So I probably was ovulating the first day that I tested and the day before, which is very great to know when you go in for insemination. So that's that. I did make a couple of notes. So let me check my phone real quick and make sure I'm telling y'all everything that's been going on. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm still waiting on my medication authorization to go through. I do have I have a good amount of time now since that happened this past month to get everything in order. So y'all pray for me, y'all pray for us. Hopefully we get everything we need this month so we can try, because I'm ready now. At this point, it's like that's the only thing that's stopping us. The sperm and everything is waiting on us. So that is our update, the most recent update I have for you all. Thanks for staying tuned, being in our little circle here. And yeah, so when I get some more information or when I get my medication, y'all will know, because I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna show y'all everything I got and what everything is and all that stuff. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all in my next video.